What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live. Hello, Wired fam. How's everybody doing this evening? We're going to give it a minute for my live to catch up. That way I can see all you guys' comments. Hope everybody's doing well. It is, March the 17th. It is the 17th of March, 2021. It's getting ready to get good. The lakes are warming up. The dogwoods are blooming. The Bradford pears are popping out. Everything's starting to flower. Pollen's floating around. Turkeys are gobbling. Fish are spawning. It's about to get good, guys. About to get good. Hope everybody's doing well again. Don't forget, guys, when you get on tonight, drop me a comment, say hello, let me know where you're from. I'd like to say hello back and welcome you to the channel, welcome you to the live. Just make sure you drop me a hello when you get on. As you can see, I'm still wearing hoodies. It is still cold. That's the old Wired for Crappie hoodie. Guys, the merchandise on wiredforcrappie.com. Go to wiredforcrappie.com, guys, and get you some merchandise. We still have some hoodies available. We still have some beanies. We got plenty of beanies available. Let me get one to show everybody real quick. Real quick like. The Wired for Crappie beanies. Boom. Wired for Crappie. We still have plenty of the winter wear available. Probably going to not order any more of that till next year. And so if you guys want some winter wear to wear for next season, go ahead and get you some now before it's all gone. Okay. We do have t-shirts, cups, all kinds of goodies, hats, Wired for Crappie hats on the website. That is wiredforcrappie.com, and you guys can go there and get all your Wired for Crappie merch. So if you would, swing by wiredforcrappie.com. If anything else, just to look at the website. The website is done. The website is rolling, and it looks good. I really like the website. You guys, if you have not checked it out, go check that out, okay? Please. Let's see, who all do we have on tonight? We got Josh Sanders from Chattanooga. Hello, Josh. Misty Martin from Crappie Cove. What's going on, Misty? Stephen Martin from Georgia. Hello. James Solomon. Hello, hello. Matthew Kofelt. What's going on, Matthew? Good name, buddy. Good, solid name right there. Matthew. That's a good one. I'm like that one very much. I'm partial to it. All right, Jimmy Pratt. Hello, Matt. It's almost go time. That's right. Jimmy, I think Jimmy's going to relate to maybe a couple things we're going to talk about tonight. We'll see. I saw some posts and some comments from Jimmy earlier. We're going to talk about a little bit about some of them on the live tonight. So there's going to be some drama tonight. We'll see. Everybody likes a little drama. So we'll get into that here in a little bit. Heidi Clark, what's going on, Heidi? Hope you're doing well. Mike S. from Texas. Hello, hello. Crappie Kev, what's going on, man? Robert Johnson from East Arkansas. Hello. Jamie Nelson from Kentucky Lake. What's going on, Jamie? How's Kentucky Lake fishing, Jamie? Kentucky Lake getting hot? Let's see, you're a little further north than us. So what's the water temp on Kentucky Lake? 51? 52? Somewhere in there probably. Ashley Coffee. Hey, Matt. Hope all's well. What's up, Wired fam? Super excited for the club tournament this weekend. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that, Ashley, here in just a little bit, too. We're going to talk about the East Tennessee Crappie Club tournament this weekend. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Josh Sanders has a question. We'll get to that in a minute, and I may or may not answer it because he's fishing the tournament, and he's asking me this question because it's what's happening this week, and he's going to fish the tournament this weekend, so I may answer, I may not. We'll see, Josh. I don't know. Cross your fingers. if Josh, if you give me a nice super chat, we might be able to answer. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Josh. We'll get back to your question in a minute, okay? RPB, he says, hey, Matt, what's going on? Jody Gazaway, hello. Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, Solomon Ott, what's going on? Phil Pickett from Elkhart, Illinois, hello, hello. Jody Gazaway says, guys, smash that like button. If you don't care, please smash that like button for me, guys. That does tremendous help to the channel if you smash that like button, because it lets everybody know that there's good content and lets YouTube know that you like what you're seeing, okay? So when people see the channel, they're going to say, hey, there's a lot of people like this. It's like reviews, okay? It's like a review. It's like giving a review. All you got to do is click on that thumbs up. And then YouTube will see it and suggest our content to other people. So if you don't mind, smash that thumbs up, please. Brock from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. What's going on, Brock? Todd Pell from Ohio. Hello. Dustin Shepard. What's up? Larry McBride. Hello, hello. Josh Sanders. He said, Jimmy getting everybody fired up about Livescope. Yeah, that's right. Tim West, what's going on? Muddy Feet TV. Hello from North Texas. What's going on? Heath McDaniel. Good evening. What great rain we're having. Yeah, guys, we're getting pounded in East Tennessee with rain. Well, I think everybody's kind of getting hit with rain pretty hard. From South Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, all the way up Tennessee, and it's kind of going northeast. So along that pattern is getting some good soaking rains. It's been raining, I think, all week, or for the last week, just on and off rains. So we've been getting a lot of water in East Tennessee, that's for sure. Andrew Alonzo says, what's up? Crappie pals. Andy Perry, what's up? Jackie Jordan, hello, Matt. Hit that like button and off to bed. Watch tomorrow. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it. Mickey Lindsay, South Arkansas. Good to see you. Good to see you, Mickey. Oh, man, James got me. James Solomon says, come wear the Mountain Dew, Matt. Well, I am cheating on Mountain Dew tonight. I have, what is this? Cherry Coke. I have Cherry Coke tonight. I'm cheating on Mountain Dew. Don't tell her. If you tell her, I'll have to kill you. But cheating on the Mountain Dew tonight. Sticking with the Coke. Should probably be water. But, hey, we're going with Cherry Coke. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I need something to keep me going for you guys. Matt says, hi, Matt. This is Matt. What's going on, Matt? I tell you, I like that name. I'm partial to it. Don't know why. It's just one of them things. Jamie Nelson says, Kentucky Lake, 56 degrees. Haven't got to get out yet. Well, you're warmer over there than we are here. We're still not 56 degrees, but we got a lot more flow, I think, through our lakes. And we've got lakes up northeast Tennessee that are very cold and stay cold, that when they're running, it flows that cold water through the system. So they're keeping them pretty cool right now down here. Seems to be picking up for a lot of folks, he says. That's good. Mike S says, we need the wind to stop blowing. Yeah, that's true too. Wind is not your friend when you're on the lake, especially if you're in an aluminum boat. Fiberglass boat makes it a little easier to fish in the wind. So that's kind of why I transitioned from aluminum to fiberglass. I fished out of a bass tracker, a PT 185 for years. I fished tournaments out of that boat. I fished religiously out of that boat for crappie and loved the boat. Absolutely loved the boat. I actually got the chance to rig a PT 185 last weekend, and I told the people that I rigged the boat for, I said, hey, look, I said, when you told me it was a PT 185, I was like, come here, baby. Come on back to daddy. I know exactly how to rig that boat. That boat will be rigged like that. I'm ready for it. Come on, bring it. I know every nook and cranny of that boat. I know where wires can go, where they can't go, and I know exactly where I can put everything. So you just bring that old joker down here, and I'll rig it up for you. So anyway, I was really excited to get back in one. I loved my PT 185, my bass tracker. But it was time to get rid of it because wind will absolutely kill you in an aluminum boat. You guys that fish out of an aluminum boat know what I'm talking about. If the wind blows 5 mile an hour, it is going to affect you if you are not behind something that breaks the wind. A hill, a dock, a bridge, or something. Wind will hurt you in an aluminum boat. So that's why I went to fiberglass. That's why I went to my Ranger, especially my 690 VS, because it's a deep V and sits real deep in the lake. Doesn't get pushed around as much by the wind. So anyway, my little wind story, I guess. William C., he says, hey, Matt, I just wanted to let you know that I understand Betty about what's going on. And for that, I'm retract my statement. What? What'd I miss? What'd I miss, William? Oh, yeah. No, that's cool. Don't worry about it, William. Yeah, I got you. No. You're good. I wanted to get William, do me a favor. Email your phone number to me, please. info@wiredforcrappie.com. Shoot me your phone number because I wanted to talk to you and I didn't have your information. So I tried to get your information, but I didn't have it. So shoot me an email, William, please, with your contact info. info@wiredforcrappie.com. All right. Chris Carter, what's up? We'll be at the Chick this weekend. What's going on, Chris? I hope you have a great time at the Chick. I will be fishing a tournament on Watts Bar, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. We've got East Tennessee Crappie Club has a tournament on Watts Bar Saturday, and it is shaping up to be a spectacle, I think. We'll see. We'll see what that tournament turns out like. But, yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys hadn't heard about the ACC tournament that is happening on Watts Bar, April the 10th, you guys need to go to Crappie Cove, to my Facebook page, Crappie Cove's Facebook page, or ACC's Facebook page, and you got to check into this tournament, guys. The tournament, April 10th, ACC presented by Crappie Cove, is a big crappie bash. 1 fish weighed per hour. You're eligible to weigh 1 fish per hour. Each boat can weigh 1 fish per hour. The biggest fish out of each hour wins. And if you're fishing with an ACC rod, it's $650 per hour that you can win. If you're not fishing with an ACC rod, you can still fish it, but you only win $400 an hour. Okay. And then the ACC rod big fish for the entire tournament is $1,500. I mean, come on, for a $100 entry fee, that's amazing paybacks. That is a great tournament, and you only need 1 lucky bite. 1 lucky bite, you can win some money. You don't have to weigh in every hour. It's optional, but if you want to know more about that event, that tournament, I will be there. Chris with a Sleep at the Reel will be there. Keith Aker will be there. A lot of the ACC pro staff guys are going to be there. Okay, we're all going to be there. We're all going to be available for you guys to meet, shake hands, whatever you want to do. Say hey. We'll all be there. We'll be ready to say hello to you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast, and there's going to be some money give out for some big fish. All right. So if you want to know more about the tournament, it's going to happen on Watts Bar. And you can check it out on my personal Facebook page. I believe it's on Wired for Crappie's Facebook. Actually, I know it is. It's on Wired for Crappie's Facebook page. And then it's on Crappie Cove's Facebook page and ACC's Facebook page. So you can find all the info for that tournament there. Going to be a really cool time. And I hope you guys will show up. I hope you guys will fish. It's not your conventional have to go find 7 big fish. You could be the guy that goes right out in front of the boat ramp and fishes a little bitty brush pile out there and catches a 2.5 pound fish and wins $650. I mean, that easy. So, it's going to be a tournament for every angler, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of stuff given away, a lot of good people there. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to want to fish it. You're not going to want to miss it. So, but yeah, East Tennessee Crappie Club this weekend on Watts Bar, which is going to be fun as well. $35 entry fee per boat if you're a member, $60 per boat if you're not a member. And that's going to be a lot of fun too. That's the pre-tournament for the big tournament is what we're going to call that. So if you guys don't have anything to do Saturday, it's going out of Kingston City Park, and you have to be at Kingston City Park to register for that event by 6:30 in the morning. Okay. So let's see. Larry Merrick says, hi, all very worried. Wife can't get home from work in Chattanooga. Why not? What's going on? Okay. Andrew Alonzo, is there any other Livescope pole you would get, or would you stay with Fishing Specialties? Need help picking one out. Got mine mounted up today on the trolling motor. Andrew, first and foremost, that trolling motor is probably not going to be what you like best. I can't see. I mean, there's people that fish it on the trolling motor, but it's just for somebody. If you use spot lock a lot or you fish docks a lot, or even in some instances brush, a lot of instances brush, it's going to be tough for you to drive your boat and see your jig at all times. So with Livescope, the best thing about it is you can keep your jig on the screen, and you can basically keep visual contact with your bait at all times. That's where the pole comes in so handy, because when you have it on your trolling motor, if the wind's pushing you, you got to move your trolling motor to drive your boat. You lose contact with your jig if you're not exactly in front or behind your jig where you can move directly towards your jig. If you can't move directly towards your jig, you're going to lose it on the screen. So for that, I would stick with a pole over a trolling motor. Now, would I stay with Fishing Specialties? Look, I've had the opportunity, Andrew, to move to other poles. And I'm not going to say that other poles aren't good poles. I'm just going to say my pole of choice is Fishing Specialties, and I'm not going anywhere else. I have had the opportunity to go with other poles, obviously, but I would choose Fishing Specialties every time. That's just my personal opinion. Some people may say they like another pole better, and that's fine too. And look, there are the good poles out there. Let me tell you why I like the Fishing Specialties. It's the easiest pole to deploy because it's the lightest out there. The way you deploy that pole, the way they have it mounted with the brackets on the boat, it literally sets in and picks right out. I mean, you've seen my videos. You pick the pole up, you lay it on the deck, you pick it up, you set it in the cradle. It's that simple. There's no turning a knob. There's no twisting, loosening, tightening, maneuvering, flipping. There's none of that crap. Pick the pole up, you set it in the cradle, you're done. You pick the pole up, you move it to the other side, you're done. You pick it up, you lay it on the deck, you're done. There is no other motion. There's no wasted motion. So for me, Fishing Specialties is where it's at. Plus, the transducer wire runs through the pole and not on the edge, on the side of the pole. I don't want anything that could potentially damage my transducer cable to get to my transducer cable. Transducers are expensive. I want that transducer cable that's hanging over the side of my boat to be through the pole. That way it's protected. Okay. So those are some of the reasons I like Fishing Specialties. I'm not going to say there's not other good poles out there. There is, but my choice would be Fishing Specialties. Austin Fowler says, "What's up, Matt? Caught my limit last 2 trips on Chickamauga." That's great. Any big ones, Austin? Anything over 1.5 pounds? let's see. Let's run back up here. Josh had a question and I skipped it. I'm gonna try not to miss y'all's questions tonight, guys. Hang on. Guys, real quick, I just got a message. Super chats. If you want to know how to give a super chat, which is what my message just asked me. If you want to know how to give a super chat, right down below your comment section, there's a little dollar symbol. You click on that. That's for a super chat. So some of these guys that are new tonight may say, what's a super chat? Well, a super chat is a way for you guys to give back to Wired for Crappie to help keep me on the water and help keep me making great content for you guys to watch week in and week out. There's a great expense to being on the water every week, as you guys know. And now gas prices are going up on top of it. So yay for us, right? Gas going up. Woo! Everybody loves that. Anyway, a super chat is a way for you guys to give back to the channel to help keep me on the water making great content. And I appreciate each and every one that comes in every week. I appreciate the guys and the girls that give those every week. If you click on that little dollar symbol below your comment section, it'll walk you through how to give a super chat. And you can give them for all different dollar amounts. There's no set dollar amount to a super chat. And also, if you have a question or something that you need me to see right away, we're going to do an hour tonight on the live. So if you have a question that you need me to see right away, a super chat pops up and highlighted to me at the top of my screen and says you have a super chat like Josh Sanders just gave me, which I'm going to get to in just a second. And it just gives me an opportunity to get to you right away. Okay. So as I just saw Josh Sanders come through, thank you, Josh. I appreciate the super chat, buddy. He's asking me his question again. It's funny. I was getting to it. I was actually on it, Josh. You brought me down to the bottom. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate the super chat. What determines if rain is a cold rain or a warm rain? Is it just the temps that come after the rain or the actual temp of the rain itself? It's the actual temp of the rain itself, Josh. So it has to do with the temperature, obviously, that you're, I guess, living in at the time. But as you know, Josh, these storm cells come from they come from southwest to northeast most of the time through Tennessee, which would be a warmer rain because it's coming from south up north. But when you get those northern rains that come down from up north, they're generally cooler rains. So it also has a lot, like this storm cell that's coming through tonight, Josh. It came from down at the coast, from Louisiana and Texas and up through, and I mean it's dumping rain across the entire eastern United States. So that's going to be a warm cell that comes through because it's coming through warm air on the way up here. Now, again, that's reversed. I mean, if you get something that comes out of the north, then swoops down on a northerly pattern, it rides a jet stream down from the north. It could be a cold rain. So it just it depends on what it goes through on the way here. Okay. Good question, though. Very good question. My neck is sore, guys. Golly. I need a chiropractor. Any chiropractors in the house? Oh, yeah. That felt good. Oh, boy. Let's see. Larry says his wife is surrounded by water. That ain't good. And I see Josh has sent a message to you, Larry. He says it's supposed to be pretty decent out this weekend. Yeah, it is. It is supposed to be decent out. It's going to be a good weekend for a tournament, so I'm looking forward to it. Guys, real quick, also down here in the little banner, which is getting ready to start over, so I'm going to talk about it a little bit, are your discount codes, guys. If you have a discount if you want to use a discount and save money, let me get my words right. Crappie Cove 10% off, crappiecove.com, or call right now. It's best to call Misty, 865-233-3471. Give her a call. Use the code WIRED. You save 10% at Crappie Cove. And then Fishing Specialties poll, like we talked about earlier, discount code WIRED, save 10% there. And then Crappie 2021 at Bonehead Tackle saves you 15%, guys. So take advantage of those discount codes. They're there for you guys to use. They're there for you guys to save some money. So save yourself some money. Use those discount codes, okay, guys? Mark says, Pine Mills, Texas. Keep up the good work. Enjoying the great info. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, buddy. Heidi said, someone with a boat, go and rescue Larry's wife. Larry has a boat. Larry can go rescue Larry's wife. Yeah, we're getting hammered. There's a lot of rain coming through tonight, and there's no doubt about that. So, Larry, I hope your wife gets home safe. I'm sure she will be able to find a way or find somebody to help her. It sounds like Josh sent you a message. So I know Josh personally, and he's a great guy. So I know he'll help if he can. And he lives in Chattanooga. So Josh Sanders will be signing autographs at the ACC tournament, Jimmy says. That's funny. Maybe I should get some headshots. Should I get some headshots? sign headshots. Love, wife cry. Josh gets some headshots too. Josh is prettier than I am. I'm not as pretty as Josh is, right, Josh? That's funny. Hope says he's at work, but he's watching. I hope your boss doesn't get into that, Hope. But thanks for watching, buddy. Matt says, I put a bubble level on top of the pole so the hole is always level. You'll get a better picture on the Livescope. Yeah. Yes, to a certain extent, Matt. But I have actually played with the angle of my transducer front to back to try to see if I could get, if there was any benefit to, turning the transducer in a certain way. So, if this is your transducer and it's facing forward, does it benefit you any to kick it up a little bit, or does it benefit you any to have it pointing down a little bit? I've played with that transducer, and I can't tell a difference either way. I'll tell you, when it's kicked up a little like this, it comes down, you're pointing this way. If you kick the front of it up just a hair, you pick your jig up faster. When it hits the lake surface, when it hits the lake surface, you actually pick it up a little faster. But as far as it being level front to back, I don't see a whole lot of difference in it. Being canted side to side now is maybe a different story, because when that transducer is pointing this way at you guys and it's kicked this way or kicked this way, if your jig is falling and you see it here, when it falls straight down, it's eventually going to fall out of the cone of Livescope. So, being that if it's canted this way or this way, it could potentially make a difference if you're fishing in deep water. If you're not really fishing in deep water and you're fishing in shallow water, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference, but unless it was really turned. But a bubble level helps for sure. Absolutely. That helps you keep it where it's level for sure. That's a very good idea. Mike S. bought a Fishing Specialties pole last week, had a more expensive pole, kept bending it on stumps. Thanks, Matt, for the discount. You're welcome on the discount, buddy. Glad you got to use that. You'll like that Fishing Specialties pole. You'll have to come back and let us know for sure. Larry Merrick, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it very much. Who in this group would have a boat? Yeah, I think a lot of people in this group have a boat, right? That's funny. Yeah, well, hopefully she will get home safe, Larry. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. And we'll say a little prayer for her that she gets home quickly. Matthew, Matt, have you ever pulled crankbaits on Watts Bar? Yes, I have. I have not filmed on Watts Bar pulling crankbaits. The crankbaits that I filmed, so I have a crankbait show. I'm going to be doing another one this summer when it warms up a little more. But I have pulled crankbaits on Watts Bar before, and I've caught fish pulling crankbaits on Watts Bar before. The fishing on Watts Bar in the summer can get a little cantankerous because they hit those river ledges pretty hard and they get deep. So it can be a little cantankerous. But yes, I have pulled crankbaits and caught fish on Watts Bar. Andrew Alonzo says, thank you for the input. You're welcome, sir. RPB, guy caught a 447 on the Yadkin near High Rock this week. I saw that. That was ridiculous. Did anybody see did you guys see the weights for Crappie Masters? Speaking of big fish, I mean, my gosh, 14 fish weighing 42 pounds and some change with 14 fish. That's insane. I mean, that's beyond insane. I mean, I don't know another lake in this country that would compete with that lake. Grenada is insane. The 447 from up at Yadkin is insane too. I fished High Rock. Multiple times, and High Rock is a wonderful lake. It is full of fish, but it's so full of fish that they just don't get real big on High Rock. I mean, there's good fish. There's quality fish in High Rock. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's not big fish there. There's big fish there. They just don't get 447 big, and they don't get 3.5 pound big. I mean, they get 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. There's been some big fish caught on High Rock, but golly, I mean, what happened at Grenada is insanity. I mean, I can't imagine it. I mean, I had a buddy of mine call and say, why aren't we like literally getting in the truck and going to Grenada right now? I was like, I don't know. I really don't. I mean, our goal is to catch a 3-pound fish, put it on the wall. You can go down there and catch 100, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's insane down there. But need to make a trip to Grenada and need to film it. So we'll get down that way at some point, I'm sure. Tom A. from PA. What's going on, buddy? William C. What's your go-to hook size for crappie fishing? Very good question. A number 2. I pretty much religiously use a number 2 or a number 4. Okay. Number 2 is my go-to the majority of the time. That's because my go-to head is a crappie magnet double cross, William. They come with a number 2 hook. All of them come with a number 2 hook. So that's my go-to. That's why I use a number 2 most of the time, and it fits my bait size. My bait choice, or my bait of choice, is the stump bug. Everybody knows that, bonehead stump bug. It fits that stump bug perfect. So it'll actually go right to the center paddle tail, right to the butt of the center paddle tail, and come out of the body of the jig just perfect. So it fits it perfect. That's what I use most of the time. But I do use a number 4 as well, quite often. So I was looking at getting the fishing specialties pole. How do I know what mounting method for base plate they are asking? I don't know what to pick. So if you talk to Mike at Fishing Specialties, tell him what boat you have, he'll tell you what mount you need. There's 2 ways to mount it. You can mount it on the deck of the boat on a pedestal, or you can mount it like I did on a handrail with a clamp. So they make a clamp that clamps on a handrail, and then you can put everything on the mount on top of the handrail. instead of drilling holes in the floor of the boat. So it just depends on how you want. I have a high-sided boat, and I didn't want to put those big, tall 12-inch pedestals in there to get over the sides. So I chose to put handrails on the boat and put it on that. It's just a little cleaner. It's not something I can trip over in the boat, so I went that route. It is a little more expensive, but not much. It's worth the money to spend where you don't have that trip hazard. For me, because mine were going to be so tall. Now, somebody like a bass tracker or something or a bass boat with a low side, it's not going to be as bad. But mine were going to be really tall to get outside of my boat. So I went that route. But talk to Mike at Fishing Specialties, and he'll hook you up, Steven, with what you need. Okay, just give him a call. It's best to give him a call. You can tell Mike what boat you have, and he'll tell you what you need right away. Steven says, do you have to have a 0-degree mount for the Livescope transducer? Not if you buy a Fishing Specialties pole. If you buy a Fishing Specialties pole, you can actually mount the transducer on the bottom of the pole, and it will sit straight because you actually use the transom bracket, not that plastic. I forgot. That's one of the reasons I really like Fishing Specialties pole too, because I use the metal bracket on the bottom of my Fishing Specialties pole that is actually designed for the transom if you were going to mount the transducer to the transom of the boat. So I don't use that 7-degree plastic job that everybody knows. If you use that, the center screw gets loose all the time and you have to tighten it up. I use the actual metal bracket, and it works great. I'll show you a picture of it. I've got one right here. So here is the metal bracket. See the metal bracket on the bottom of the Fishing Specialties pole? So you can see that black puck. That metal bracket mounts to that black puck, comes down to the transducer and mounts on top, screws to the top of the transducer, and it holds that transducer perfectly level. Okay? There is no offset in it with this mount. And you can do that with the Fishing Specialties pole. So that's another reason I like it so much. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's on there. So here it is from the side. So there's that metal bracket from the side holding the transducer. And then there it is from the front. Okay. So it holds that transducer perfectly level. Josh says, yeah, Crappie Masters weights were ridiculous. They really were. I mean, if you didn't have 20 pounds the first day, you weren't even in the top 10. That's ridiculous. It's insane. It really is. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Livescope, guys, because I've seen an overwhelming amount of posts and comments, and actually I put a question out on Wired for Crappie's Facebook page this evening, asking everybody's thoughts about Livescope. And do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you think it's cheating? Are you tired of seeing it? It's everywhere now. Livescope's everywhere, and people everywhere are using it. And that's why I was laughing at Jimmy earlier, because he commented on one of them earlier as well. And I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing with you, Jimmy, because I know you were laughing when you seen it. But what are y'all's thoughts? I mean, look, I've been crappie fishing competitively for years, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. Livescope is not the end-all be-all. Livescope is a tool. In my opinion, Livescope is a tool that allows you to be more efficient on the water and use your time more wisely to catch more fish. It's not going to help you catch more fish. It's going to help you be more efficient in catching fish. So, you know, I've been successful catching fish even pre-Livescope. I don't need Livescope to go catch crappie. I can tell you that right now. I don't think anybody does. You don't need it to catch fish. If you take the principles that we preach or that I preach week in and week out and over, you take those common principles and you apply those to crappie fishing, you can catch fish without Livescope consistently, religiously, over and over again. There's so many different ways to catch them, not just Livescope, but trolling and planer boards and crankbaits and shooting docks. And there's just fishing bridges, throwing laydowns and casting floating flies. And there's just so much you could do to catch fish. Livescope is not the end all be all in crappie fishing, guys. And like I said, I'm going to put the thing down and go catch just as many fish tomorrow as I would with it. But it does make you more efficient to where you can catch them faster. Now, what's everybody's opinion? Because I keep seeing all this online and I don't know, is it just, and look, the reason I'm asking is because obviously I do YouTube because I want people to watch the videos. I want to make content that you guys like, and I want you guys to enjoy what you're watching. So I ask questions of this nature because not only does it help me gauge, okay, there's a lot of people out there that don't care anything about Livescope, don't want to watch Livescope. They think it's cheating. They hate it. It's just, maybe it better suit me to do some stuff without it. I'm going to do some stuff without it very soon because we're going to start trolling and pulling planer boards. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. That's how I cut my teeth crappie fishing, is trolling. So I'm getting ready to do that, but I just, want to get everybody's feel for it and what you guys think, and gives me a good gauge. So let's see. Matt Wiley says Enid Lake has just as big crappie as the Grenada Lake. Has anybody fished that lake? I have not. You got Enid, Sardis, and Grenada. They all have, and Washington. Enid, Sardis, Grenada, and Washington. Those are the magical four down there that everybody seems to be always catch big fish out of. Steven says, haven't used mine yet. I traded my wife for one the other day. Oh, geez, Zooey, Steven. Oh, man, I hate to hear that. I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm staying completely out of that one. That is dynamite with a lit fuse. I'm staying away from that. There ain't no way I'm coming on that. Chris says it's only cheating because I don't have one. And there's some people that feel that way. There's some people that feel that, the guys that are out there commenting are commenting because they don't have one. I don't know. I'm going to stay out of that one for sure, because again, that's dynamite with a lit fuse. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that being said out there too right now. And, we'll see. Muddy Feet TV, it's a big game. It's a bigger game changer than Spot Lock. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Then Spot Lock, I don't know. That's a tough one right there. My opinion, of course. I don't know. Maybe. If you take into consideration that we had marker buoys, yeah, maybe. But I don't know. Spot Lock is awfully good, and it was a pretty big game changer there too. But yeah, maybe. Josh says Livescope doesn't catch the fish for you. It will help you learn how fish react and make you more efficient. It's a tool just like side imaging, down imaging, macking, spot lock, etc. That's true. That's very true. I agree. I agree with that comment. Barry says, love my Livescope. It's a tool like you said. Yep. That's good. That's good. For sure. Steven said, hopefully it will help slim down some water. 70,000 acre lake is overwhelming. It is overwhelming. And, you know, a lot of our lakes are overwhelming. And that's why people say, oh, Livescope's going to hurt the population. Maybe on some of these little reservoirs it might, but 70,000 acre reservoirs is going to be tough to hurt the population. Too much. I mean, there's a lot of fish in our lakes, a lot. I never realized how many crappie were in our lakes till I got Livescope, and then you start seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fish that are under one dock, and you're like, whoa, okay. You know, I just don't think we can really hurt the population. Now, can we lessen the population of those large breeder fish? Sure, absolutely. I think that could potentially happen, but I don't think we're going to hurt the population. Jimmy says, Livescope will make you addicted to crappie fishing. My name is Jimmy. I have a problem. AKA Jimmy Livescope. That's funny. Matthew says, fish aren't active. You're not going to catch them. Livescope is not going to do it for you. That's 100% right. You're not going to, if you're not on active fish, it doesn't matter what you do or what you have. You're not going to catch them. It's a high-tech flasher. Yeah, it is. And the flasher, I mean, guys that are really proficient, that are really, really good with a flasher, they can do the same thing. They can watch a fish move up and down, and they can watch a fish move around with a flasher. Those guys are good. I mean, I've never got that good with a flasher. I can read a flasher, and I understand how a flasher works. You got surface, bottom, and fish and jig. And, I mean, I can read a flasher and how it works. I can read soft bottom, hard bottom with a flasher. But, yeah, some of those guys are insane with a flasher. I mean, it is insane how good they are. And don't ask me why I know how to run a flasher. It's just one of them things I learned. I mean, by the time I started in my competitive crappie fishing career and YouTube and all that, flashers were so far a thing of the past. I don't know why I ever really picked one up and started reading it, but I did because I wanted to know. You guys know me. I'm detail oriented, and I think way too much about this junk. So I love it. I live it. I sleep it. I breathe it. It's just, I love it. So I want to be able to talk about as much as I can and learn, soak up as much as I can. So I guess that's why I played with a flasher for a while. But anyway, and actually my Ranger has a flasher on it. And sometimes I use it because it gives me on plane readings because it's glassed in the hull. So sometimes I turn the flasher on if I'm in a place where I don't know where I'm at. Which reminds me, I ran up on a sandbar again last weekend. So not hard. I was just idling around staring at my screen, and I looked down and I thought, I never changed my map to a -6 feet offset, and that shows 7 feet. And I looked over the side of the boat, and I heard my boat go. I was like, "Oh crap!" So I backed her off into neutral, and it was fine. I didn't hurt anything. I mean, I was only running like 3 miles an hour. So anyway, I then reminded myself to put my -6 feet offset into my unit, and I was like, "Yeah, that got rid of a lot of lake. Glad I did that." So anyway. See, I tell on myself. I'm not ashamed. It doesn't bother me. I did it. Well, look, when you're on the lake as much as I am, it's going to happen. I mean, you're going to get – if you ever explore new areas of a lake, it's going to happen to you. You're going to run up on something. You're going to hit something. You're going to, in the water, not hit like a something, but you're going to run over something. You're going to – look – again, if you're on the lake as much as I am, these things are going to happen. Best thing you can hope for is that you be as safe as you can, and you do what you can to be safe and keep yourself safe so you can go home at the end of the day, right? But I did. I'll tell myself, I don't care. All right. Larry says, love my Livescope. I can catch without, but a blind squirrel does find a nut now and then. So much more fun with Livescope. Yep, it is fun. I mean, it's made fishing fun again, guys. And look, I was at the lake this past weekend, and I put in at a ramp that I put in at all the time, and I've never seen it full. Never seen it full. Came back, went out, came back. There was 2 boats there when I got there. Of course, I get there before daylight. Went out. Came back, the parking lot was full. I fished there for 8 years, never seen that parking lot full. And I saw so many crappie fishermen on the lake that day. It is getting people excited about fishing again, and that's what we need is people getting excited about fishing again. And Livescope's helping do that. So, you know, I love it for that. I really do. I love it for everything that it is and can do for an angler. And it's just, that's my opinion. So Mike S says, I believe it has got more people interested in crappie fishing. Yeah. So there you go. Sorry, Mike, I stole your comment, but it has. It's really done well, and it's really helped people. All right, Cole Webb. Cole Webb says, I've been hoping for more planer board vids. I'm running up now for the first time with them. Thanks, Matt. I'm rigging up now for the first time. So, yeah, Cole, keep an eye out because once that water temp gets just a little bit higher, we're planer boarding, buddy. And I'll try to do 2 or 3 shows with planer boards and really get in depth with how I run them and the different depths I can run them at. A lot of people won't run boards any more than 10 feet. I'll run 30 feet of line out behind the board. I don't care. It gets interesting when you're reeling them in, but, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I will be doing some planer board videos, and I'm going to call old Blake Hawk. I'm going to go Blake Hawk down there, and we're going to run some planer boards together because he's always wanted to run planer boards and never got the opportunity to. So Matty Matt's gonna take him on a planer board trip, and we're gonna hit him wide open. So I'm looking forward to that, and we are gonna film that for you guys. I'm gonna catch more fish than him, obviously, just because I do the editing. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, we're gonna have a good time, and he may catch more fish than me. I'm gonna put him with his 4 rods over on that side. I'm gonna put my 4 rods over on that side. Maybe we'll keep count and we'll just do we're gonna do an hour challenge or something. See who can catch more on their rods in an hour. I'll keep all the good baits on my side of the boat and give him all the trash. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yes, we're gonna do some planer board videos, so get ready for it because I love it. It's like a bobber going under. It's the same thing, same principle. Bobber going under, it just, that planer board going across that lake, just nice and smooth. And then all of a sudden a fish hits and it goes. And it starts wiggling and doing the dance. My wife can dance, I'm telling you. Oh, Laura can break it down. It's one of the reasons I married her. She can get down with her big bad self. So reminds me of my wife doing the little shimmy shake. But no, I love them. I love planer boards. One of my passions. So we're gonna hit them for sure. Josh Sanders says people are concerned about the population of crappie, then they need to realize that you don't have to take them home or take home a limit just because you catch one. Each angler has the choice to put fish back. That's correct, Josh. And very good comment. Very well spoke. I do not keep fish hardly anymore, guys. I literally, when my son says, Daddy, I want crappie, I will go to the lake and catch that boy some crappie and bring them home. But there again, I am out there a lot more than your average angler, so it doesn't do me any good to bring that many fish home because I'll never eat them. I'll never eat them all. And I'm not a big believer in catching a bunch of fish and giving it away. My grandmother calls and wants some. I will catch some for her and give it away, but I try my best to be conservative about how many fish I take out of the lake. And That's just my personal opinion, personal choice. Everybody has that right and that choice. It's America, so we can do whatever we want to do. It's a free country. But I do throw 98% of my fish back. And let me say this before I move on. If you keep fish, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't keep fish. I'm not saying anybody can't keep fish. And I have no problem with anybody keeping fish. You catch fish, you want to keep fish, you keep fish. That's fine. All that I ask is that if you keep fish, you eat the fish. That's all I say. That's all I ask. I ask every angler. I've asked anglers before. I said, man, I got 250 fillets in the freezer. I'm like, did you eat them all? Well, I'm like, as long as you eat them all, keep as many fish as you want. Just eat them. There's nothing worse than hearing somebody had to throw all their fish away because they didn't eat them in a year, you know? So all I ask is that you guys eat them if you keep. Anyway, I'm shutting up and moving on. I'm not going to whip that horse. All right. Mark says, man was catching crappie long before Livescope was around. That's true. Man was catching crappie before Livescope. And even without Livescope, you'll catch crappie. And I'm going to show that in some videos coming up. We're going to go slay some fish with that Livescope laying on the deck. And I've done videos. I mean, I've got videos all over my channel that have no Livescope in them. I've got long line trolling. I've got a planer board video. I've got crankbaits. I've got brush piles without Livescope. I've got docks without Livescope. I've got docks without even a side imaging unit, without a unit. Period. Took my grandfather's boat out, not even a unit on it. We caught the mess out of fish on docks. So you don't have to have anything really. Matt Scotch, thank you for stimulus chat. Thank you, buddy, for the super chat. I appreciate it very much. That's funny, stimulus chat. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your super chat or stimulus chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Larry Merrick, what is etiquette distance for a tourney? I don't normally fish anywhere near another angler. Etiquette distance in a tournament, if for me, if I pull into a cove or a creek and I see one of the guys that's fishing a tournament with me and they're on a pile and I know there's 3 or 4 piles around that area, I'm not going to infringe on that, excuse me. I'm not going to move in there and say, well, he's over there on that pile. I'm going to go 20 yards over here and fish this one. I will typically leave him alone. Now, if there's something 100 yards back in the creek and he's 100 yards up here, then I'll do that. I mean, I'll go in there and fish that. But if there's stuff right there in that general area, I guess within a decent seeing distance of him, I'm not gonna go fish that. If I pull into a marina and there's a guy sitting there fishing it, I probably won't fish it. I'll let him have it, and I'll come back later. It's just kind of personal preference again on that. I mean, obviously, if he's fishing a brush pile here and you come over here and fish, obviously he's not fishing that brush pile at the moment, but could he have planned to? Maybe. I just try to be considerate of his area, and that's about it. Tyler says Livescope is a great tool for me. I wouldn't ever trade it for side imaging, down imaging though. I'll take my side imaging any day over Livescope. Agreed. 100% agreed. If you told me I had to take one unit off my boat and then go fish a tournament, it'd be Livescope. See ya. It'd be Livescope. I'll catch fish. I'll catch those fish without Livescope. If I can see them on that side imaging, I got you. So I'll put a buoy out. I'll fish that thing. It won't bother me a bit. So, agreed. Oh, we got Sarge in the house. What's up, Chris? Everybody say, what's up, Chris? Let's see. William says, one thing I am seeing is less talking on videos and more live scope watching. Is that mine? You talking about my videos, William, or just in general? Lamar says, just got mine. Just wish I could figure it out. Learning curve is steep. Lamar, I got a video. It's Livescope, Garmin Livescope settings 101. Go check out my video. It will help you. I don't know if you've watched it or not yet, but I have a video out that's Livescope settings 101, and it will help you, my friend. I promise you it will help you. Okay. Go watch it, please, and it will, it'll help. Jimmy says my high-end rain suit is cheating. Yeah. I mean, look, people could go right down to the wire and say a bonehead stump bug is cheating, or a spinning reel is cheating. You should have to reel them in by hand. I mean, or an ACC crappie stick is cheating because they're just too good. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Where's the end of it, right? So what's considered cheating? A motor over 50 horsepower is cheating. You get there too fast. We don't want to do that. You don't get there too fast. It's just cheating. Spot lock is cheating. Trolling motor is cheating. You should have to paddle your way around the lake. It just goes on and on with the cheating thing. I don't buy too much into that. I try to stay completely out of that realm because there's just no end to that. That's just hype, in my opinion. So I try to stay out of that for the most part. But yeah, it's never ending on that front for sure, Jimmy. Livescope makes it easier to target the big ones. It does. I mean, it does, because you can see the size of the fish. Jamie said, did it on my third trip with our new Vexus last year. Dinged my prop on a rock bottom. Yep. I dinged my prop the other day. I've run this one area. God, I've run this one area a blue million times. And I mean, in the winter, I've run it a blue million times. And I came across it wide open the other day, and I hit bottom, and it dinged my prop, and I was mad. I've run it 1,000,001 times and never had a problem. And I mean, even in my GPS track, same exact track, and I dinged it. I hit the bottom, and I hit the bottom so hard it slowed my boat down. And I turned around and looked, and I saw mud boil, and I was like, what in the world? So I stopped, shut her off, raised prop, had a ding in it, but it wasn't bad. And I just went on about life. I was like, how in the world did I do that? I've run through there 1,000,000 times, but it happens, especially in TVA lakes when they raise and lower the lakes all the time. 6 inches makes a difference. I mean, they drop it 6 inches from what it normally is, what winter pool is. 6 inches below that, it could cause you to hit something. It's crazy. William says, in general, I try, William, to not do that. I think a lot of it is time of year too. In the winter, fish get a lot more lethargic, and I have noticed that too, especially like I said, in the winter. Fish are lethargic, and guys are watching that screen, watching their jig, trying to get that fish to react to a jig, and they're really having to work to get that fish to bite. So I've seen that some too on a lot of different channels, but I try to talk with you guys, interact with you guys. There are times where obviously you don't want to just go from fish catch to 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 fish catch. There's got to be some kind of happy median as far as catching and talking and some different, some I'll call it, uh, I guess, pause time where you get to kind of you see the surroundings, you see what's going on, you get to watch how I work a jig or how I hold the rod or move the rod, or there's got to be some of that in there too. And there's probably some dead space in videos, but a really well-rounded video, I think, has a little bit of every dynamic in it. And it's not just talking, it's not just catching fish, but I agree with you. There's got to be some give and take as far as, talking to you guys and letting you guys know what's going on. I have a lot of people that actually ask me to film my Livescope screen. I don't mind to film my Livescope screen, guys. I really don't. It is a lot of work when you're editing because you've got to match everything up. First of all, you got to use 2 different cameras because you got to have the camera on your Livescope screen, and then you got to have the camera on yourself, and you got to match those up, and then you got to get the audio right, and you've got to get the video from where you set the hook to match the video on the screen when you set the hook, and so you're trying to pull everything together and match it up. So it does make it a little bit more difficult, but that's not really the reason I guess I don't do it. I don't do it because I don't want to be the guy or the channel that just sits there and does nothing but shows you my Livescope screen all the time, because where I do get people ask me to watch the Livescope screen, I also get people that want to see my rod. They want to see how I'm holding it. They want to see how I make pitches. They want to see how I'm working the jig with my rod. I mean, I get a lot of different stuff, a lot of different comments from you guys, and I try to get, so if I put a video out and you guys, say, well, I wanted to see this, and maybe somebody else asked me to see this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody asked me to see a different perspective. So just bear with me. I can only do one video at a time, and we're going to try to get to them all. But William, I agree with you. There's still got to be, for video purposes, there's still got to be that interaction and that talking, and not so much staring, right? So I will keep that in mind, and I appreciate your comment very much. James is out. He says, good night, be safe. God bless. Brad Nelson says he hit a rock trying to get away from boat ramp. My prop is being fixed and will be ready on Friday. Prop shop here in OKC. I hate to hear that you dinged your prop. I did too. Mine doesn't seem to affect my boat right now. I'm going to run it. I'm not going to take it and have it fixed because then I'll have downtime. Well, I have a spare prop in the boat. So if anything ever happens to it, if it shears an ear off or something, I have a spare. I'll put the spare on. But mine's not. It doesn't seem to be affecting it, so I'm leaving it alone. Josh Sanders says, I would prefer for the videos to give what lake, creek, water depth, temp, barometer pressure, panorama of the scenery, and screenshots of Navionics. Make it happen. So basically what he's saying is he wants everything shy of my GPS coordinates. Yeah, I hear you, Josh. Dream on, buddy. Oh, man, that's funny. Look, I'm not one, guys, my videos are my videos. If somebody says, oh, I know that dock, or, oh, I know that point, or, oh, I know that thing, I've got so many spots, guys. It don't bother me. I really, and Josh is joking. He knows it doesn't bother me for you guys to have anywhere I'm fishing. I'm perfectly fine with it. Now, no, I'm not going to give out GPS coordinates because I am a tournament fisherman. But if you figure out where I'm fishing, I'm okay with it. I hope you go catch fish. That's just how it is. So that's why I'm doing this. If I was afraid of somebody figuring out where I was fishing, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm cool with it. All right. Jimmy Pratt said, tomorrow would be a good day when you show us that you can catch one in a road mud hole. Well, I got to work tomorrow, but I hear you, Jimmy. Technique is likely more important than most things. You're exactly right, Jamie. I agree. Heidi, Matt, did you get your truck back? Very good question. No, I did not. So it has now been over a month and a half, and I still do not have my truck back from the catalytic converters being cut off of it. Let's rip that scab off again. So, real quick story, I guess. If you don't know, I had my catalytic converter stolen at a ramp on Cherokee Lake on the 13th of February. It's now the 17th of March, I guess a little over a month. 17th of March, I do not have my truck back. The catalytic converters are back on it, and the O2 sensors were replaced, but they cut the O2 sensors when they pulled the catalytic converter out, and I had a check engine light come on when they called and told me your truck's ready to pick up. So I went to get the truck, cranked it up, check engine light comes on, went inside, said, hey, my check engine light's on. They said, okay, bring it in. They checked it. O2 sensor was bad, showing bad. They said, we'll replace that, see if it fixes it. Probably got a bad part. So they ordered that. I had to get that fixed. So then they called me a second time, said your truck's ready, went and picked it up. Drove it halfway home, and the check engine light came back on. So I called him back and said, I'm not driving back down there. I'm done driving to your dealership. Check engine light's on again, same code. I have the app on my phone that tells me what's wrong with my truck because I have this Ford Pass on my phone that links to my truck. I can start, stop, unlock, lock, all that crap. So it tells me same code that it was O2 sensor. So they bring me a truck, okay, because they said, oh, well, we've got a loaner car. We'll bring it to you. I said, I don't need no loaner car. I need a truck. Find me a truck. I'm wired for Crappie, and I do YouTube videos, and I got to go to the lake, so you need to bring me a truck. I have to have a truck. So they brought me a truck and picked mine up, took it back to the dealership. That was a week ago. It was a week ago, roughly. It was about a week ago. And I still don't have it back. So they called me today and said, hey, we got parts ordered for your truck. We're having to put a new computer in it. I'm like, you're putting a new computer in my 4-month-old truck? Yes. It's like, why? We think when they cut the O2 sensors, it shorted out the PCM. We're putting a new PCM in it. So I'm like, oh, great. So I don't know how to feel about that. If there's any car guys out there, you guys tell me, what's a PCM change going to do to my truck? I really don't know. I could say I'm a mechanic. I'm not. I can work on a boat motor. I can take a boat motor apart, put it back together, the whole thing. But I can't do a truck. They're too computerized for me. Now the new boat motors, like the new 4-stroke Mercs and stuff, and the Yamahas, I'm lost. I hadn't been in one yet, but a 2-stroke motor, oh yeah, I got you. But yeah, so I don't know. What's PCM change going to do to my truck? I don't know. But thank you, Heidi, for asking. I appreciate it very much. I'm still fighting the good fight. I'm fighting that battle. And now my great insurance company is fighting me on the loaner bill, the rental bill. They're trying to stick me with that. So anyway, we'll get it worked out. We'll get back on the road. Let's see here. Muddy Feet, good night. He said, we'll talk at you later. Thank you. He said, enjoyed the talk. Thank you, buddy. Call Me Camo says, licking my chops for the trolling motor video. I'm going to do a trolling motor video in the next week or so. So I did get my new motor on. You guys will see that video coming. I'm going to do some comparisons for you guys. Heath McDaniel said, tell them to give you a new truck if they can't figure it out. Yeah, I wish it was that simple. I wish they would. I'm beside myself now that I have a 5-month-old, I guess 5-month-old now, 5-month-old truck that's going to have, new catalytic converters under it, new O2 sensors under it, and a new computer that weren't originally in it. So I don't know. We'll see. Alex says, when are you ever gonna make a hair jig dock shooting video? Most rewarding crappie fishing I've ever done. I will do that. Ask and you shall receive, Alex. I love fishing with hair jigs. I fished with them for years, and I love shooting docks, and I've done that for years. So absolutely we'll do one of those. On the list, check. Keep an eye out for it. We'll get that out. Heidi says, Matt, sorry, I thought for sure you would have had it back. Well, I thought for sure I would too, and I was called twice and told it was ready, and got to drive it halfway home once, and it was like, yeah, my truck, it's back. I love my truck. And then ding, and I was like, I hate my truck. This sucks. I don't like it. So it's okay. It's fine. I've come to terms with it now. So thank you, Heidi. I appreciate it. But, it is what it is. I mean, hey, no use in crying over spilt milk. Brad Nelson, I told my auto mechanic about your cat converter being stolen. He told me in the state of Oklahoma, you need a permit to sell them. Not many being stolen here. Well, then thank God for Oklahoma, because it ain't happening here. I'm telling you right now. And there's no way to trace them. There's no serial numbers on them. There's no way to trace them back to a vehicle. They can just take them, trade them in, and get money for them. So that's what's happening. Mike S., here we go. I'm a Ford Senior Master. If they program it correctly, nothing. So I just have to worry about them whether they program it correctly or not, Mike. Please tell me there's going to be a computer that programs that, not a person. I mean, program it. How can they not program it correctly, I guess? Now you got me worried. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. No, I was told that it gets hooked up to a computer or a laptop, and they just basically follow the prompts, and it programs everything through the PCM. So I'm hoping that the computer doesn't mess up. My luck with this truck, be honest, my luck at this point, they'll be in the middle of programming the daggum thing, and the computer will get some virus and fry and send all kinds of codes through my truck. And next thing you know, they'll be calling me saying, hey, it started on its own, rev to 9,000 RPMs and blew up because, the virus or something. I don't know. I mean, something stupid's going to happen. I can already tell you, but you guys are along for that on that ride with me, so we'll figure it out. Yeah, I hear you, William. Sarge is quietly telling you to buy a Dodge. Guys, look, I've said it. I'll say it again. It ain't the truck's fault, okay? My Ford ran like a scalded mule before this happened. It was absolutely my favorite truck I've ever owned. And I am a Ford man. I do drive Fords. I love my Fords. And then, I loved it. That 7.3 V8 gas is the power that comes out of that motor is insane, plumb insane. And the mileage that I get out of that 10-speed transmission is also insane. It's like a 3-pound limit of crappie. It's like weighing in 21 pounds. I'm telling you, it's insane. The truck, I love it. It's not the truck's fault. It's unfortunately probably who's working on it, and that's Ford Mechanics at the specific dealership it's at, which I will not name. Don't ask, because I'm not that guy. All right. But it is at a Ford dealership. So there you go. I just feel like it's they're grabbing at straws. I feel like they don't really know, and they're grabbing at straws. I asked them if it could be a broke wire or a pin in a harness that's pulled out or something, and I didn't get anywhere with that. So nonetheless, it will get fixed eventually. So hopefully Mike S will comment back about the programming thing here. Yeah, here we go. So yes, programmed with Ford's FDRS Ford software. So Mike, they shouldn't be any reason to mess that up if it's programmed off of the software. All right, let's see what we got. Jamie says, I don't think I'd be worried about computer change better than a big mechanical failure. That's right. Let's just go find out who stole your catalytic converter. Yeah, if you can figure it out, let me know. I got a bone to pick with them for sure. Jimmy says, what weight do you think it'll take to win Watts this weekend? I've got an idea, Jimmy, but I'm gonna let that one hang for a little while. I think I have an idea though. I've been asked that question for years before every tournament, and I always try not to answer it, and I'll tell you why. Because if I give you, if not you, but if a lot of times when people would call me, I used to give them my opinion, and then I noticed sometimes those people that would ask me wouldn't show up. And I actually talked to a guy one time, and I said, "Why did you not show up?" And he said, "Well, you told me this many pounds. I couldn't catch that. I wouldn't come and get my butt kicked." And it's like, oh, okay. So I try not to answer that question. It'll take a good weight to win, but it won't take 21 pounds. I can tell you that. So. Billy Smith. Hey, Matt, just now getting to join tonight. What's up, Billy? If it hasn't already been asked again, but do you know if Crappie Cove will be getting any more of the brown pumpkin and chartreuse stump bugs? Very good question. So we're working on it, or I'm working on it. Okay. I am trying to get another run, but as you guys know, that pumpkin and chartreuse stump bug was a one-time run from Bonehead, and I don't know if I can get another one run at this point. So I'm trying. I'll update everybody as I know more. Okay. But yes, we are trying to get another run. Yeah, Misty says we are trying, but it may be a little later. Well, then, Misty, I got somebody you need to call, my friend. You need to get on the phone. Yeah, we're trying, and hopefully they'll see the light at the end of the tunnel with that, and we'll get some more. We'll see. All right, guys. That's the end. I'm going to say goodnight. I said we're going to stay on for an hour. It's been an hour and 20, so we're going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys for watching and joining in with me. Don't forget your discount codes. Don't forget when you talk to Misty out at Crappie Cove, you tell her thank you. You tell her how much you enjoy us or them offering that discount code for Wired for Crappie. And yeah, I just saw a comment. I'm going to but yeah, thank you to them for partnering with the channel and offering you guys that discount code. And thank you to Misty for staying on top of everything down there. She gets worked pretty hard with you guys ordering. So thank you, Misty. We appreciate you. Appreciate Fishing Specialties and Bonehead as well for what they do. But guys, take advantage of those discount codes. And don't forget, go check out wiredforcrappie.com. Check out the merch there. Pick yourself up some Wired for Crappie merch. If you're wired for crappie like I am, I'm wired for it. It's in my brain. Go pick yourself up some merch. Okay, guys? We'll talk to you guys later. Good night. And as always, God bless, guys. We'll see you next week.